So now the life raft's in the water, let's get you into it safely. You shouldn't enter the life raft until you have to, but don't put yourself in greater danger by waiting too long. The aim is to get yourself into the raft quickly, safely, and if possible, without getting too wet. Once you're wet, it's virtually impossible to get dry again, and hypothermia could become a major problem. And remember, unnecessary swimming wastes vital energy, so if there is a ladder available to you, use it. If not, then try to get yourself into a position where you can jump directly into the life raft entrance. Try and avoid hitting the roof or the sides, as you may damage them. Stand on the rail of the ship, bend your knees and balance yourself by holding your arms out like this. Stay upright as you jump and move away from the raft entrance as soon as you're in so that other people can jump in without landing on you. If you have to go in the water, there's a slightly different method. Take a hold of your life jacket with one hand and block off your nose and mouth with the other. Keep your feet together. Check that all is clear below you, look straight ahead and step off. You then get into the life raft as quickly as you can. Swim on your back to the entrance of the raft. Here you'll find a boarding ladder. Grab the handholds, put one foot in a step and pull yourself upwards head first into the raft. Now, it's possible that the raft may have deployed upside down or it may be blown over by the wind. Ian, if that's the case, what do you do?
Well, it's very rare for a life raft to actually deploy upside down, but if it does happen and you're still on board the boat, you can actually use the painter to pull the life raft back towards you and then to right it using the painter.
If the worst happens and you're in the water with the life raft upside down, then manoeuvre the raft so that the gas bottle is near you and preferably the raft itself is downwind of you. You'll find a ladder which you put your feet in and some handles which you use to pull yourself onto the life raft. Once you're on top of the life raft, stand with your feet on the gas bottle and lean back, taking your weight on the righting line. Your weight should now take the life raft over. If possible, get clear of the raft as it's coming over by moving out to the side. The life raft is quite light, so you can just push it away from you using your arm. Now enter using the ladder at the entrance.
Great, we're safely in the raft and hopefully pretty dry. What next? First, you need to cut the painter, stream the drogue, and then check around the outside of the life raft. If you can see someone in the water, take the quoit line you'll find on board, make sure it's secured to the raft and throw it out to them. You can then pull them towards the raft and help them in. However, there may be injured or unconscious men in the water who are either too far away from the life raft for you to reach or who are unable to get hold of the quoit line. There are two things you can do in this instance. The most preferable is to use the paddles in the life raft to manoeuvre the raft closer to them and pull them to safety. Another way is to swim to them and bring them back to the raft. If there's someone in the raft, they can use the quoit line to assist. When you get them to the raft, lift or pull them in on their back head first. Once you're sure that everyone is on board, close the entrance of the raft to keep out the elements and huddle together to get warm. You then need to maintain the raft. The biggest dangers are caused by cold water shock and hypothermia. If any of the crew have been in the water, they're automatically at risk. Cold water shock happens when the body comes in contact with cold water. It causes a sharp intake of breath and can be fatal. Hypothermia occurs when body heat loss is greater than heat production. Body temperature only has to drop a couple of degrees for a prolonged period and you're in serious trouble. The first signs of hypothermia are shivering, disorientation, clumsiness, confusion and irritability. If anyone is displaying two or more of these signs, you must take action. Wrap the casualty in a thermal protective aid. It's essentially a sleeping bag, but it's the most effective way of quickly raising the body heat. Only remove wet clothes if you need to wring them out and get them back on immediately. Wearing wet clothes is better than wearing no clothes. Cuddle up to the casualty to share your body heat. If the casualty starts to show further symptoms like sleepiness, amnesia or irregular pulse, more drastic methods may be necessary.